This party wraps up by 10 p.m. and there is not a single drop of alcohol involved. Gen Zs are putting a snooze on booze. Picture this, it's a Friday night, the group chat is popping off, and instead of asking where's the shot, everyone's asking where's the kombucha. Basically, the youth are choosing hydration over hangovers. Alcohol isn't the it girl of social life anymore. Fun is no longer defined by how much they drank last night. Instead, they care more about how they feel the next morning. Nearly 4 in 10 Gen Z adults across the world never touched alcohol. Now, about 21.5% of Gen Z don't consume alcohol at all, and another 39% only drink occasionally. Well, basically, fun and partying have officially been uncoupled for whatever is in your cup. Gen Zs believe they no longer need booze to loosen up. Instead, they like to stay in control, and the idea of surrendering judgment is no longer cool. For decades, especially in the Western culture, messing around with alcohol, sometimes way too much, was treated like a rite of passage. You weren't really grown up until you had your first terrible hangover story. And honestly, alcohol was everywhere. Work events, weddings, networkings, birthday, awkward family gatherings, you name it, there was a drink involved. So are Gen Zs always sober? Well, no, they have their own vices, but we'll come to that later. Let's understand why Gen Zs are rejecting booze. Well, first off, Gen Z is very tuned into health and wellness. Growing up with easy access to information via the internet and social media, constantly warning you how everything leads to cancer, well, they view alcohol as counterproductive to wellness goals. The Sober Curious movement, which basically encouraged mindful evaluation of drinking without full abstinence, has gained huge traction among this group. Also, being sober is basically financial self-care right now. Going out for drinks is expensive. And this generation is already dealing with high rent, student loans, and a cost of living that doesn't really encourage a fat bill to clear at the end of the night. Choosing a mocktail or skipping alcohol altogether isn't just healthy, it is budget friendly. And even if they do have the budget, the missing factor today isn't the beer, it is the friends. With social media, this generation just doesn't have the same face-to-face friendships older generations grew up with. A lot of Gen Z socializing happens online anyway. Fewer hangouts naturally mean fewer situations where alcohol acts as a social glue. When you're not gathering that much in the first place, there's simply less need of drinking to kickstart the vibe, which are making low alcohol variants, alcohol-free brews, sugar-free formulations, functional beverages a hit now. India's total non-alcoholic beverages market, valued at 1.37 trillion rupees in 2023, is projected to reach 2.10 trillion by 2029, according to the Indian Beverage Association. But young people aren't going substance-free, they're simply switching substances. Now, reports say by 2022, daily cannabis users outnumbered daily drinkers, and Gen Z led that charge. A broad cultural destigmatization of weed has not only become acceptable, it has become aspirational as well. Now, this generation is more focused on wellness than rebellion, increasingly viewing cannabis as a healthier, more socially acceptable alternative to alcohol. And all these changes are affecting the alcohol industry big time. Heineken has announced plans to cut between 5,000 and 6,000 jobs over the next 2 years as global beer demand declines, and profit growth is expected to slow in 2026, forcing companies to cut down on traditional products or shift towards low alcohol or alcohol-free products because the demand is not what it used to be as before. So Gen Zs aren't really cutting down on fun. They're choosing to be hydrated, well-rested, and maybe slightly judgmental.